Every day thousands of tourists come here. But while some leave absolutely thrilled, others are convinced they wasted their money. So, is this hotel really worth it? Let's find out. Welcome to the Dominican Hotel Impressive Punta Cana. The first thing that greeted me at Impressive Punta Cana was the warm sun, palm trees, and the endless beaches of the Caribbean Sea. If you, like me, love affordable vacations in a picturesque tropical atmosphere, then you are in the right place. The spacious grounds, green gardens, and direct access to a private beach create perfect conditions for relaxation. The hotel's rating is 4.3 on Google, 8.3 on Booking, and 4.2 on TripAdvisor. However, even such a popular hotel has quite a few drawbacks that could significantly influence your choice. Let's take a closer look at all the pros and cons of the hotel so you can make the right decision. But before we start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to our channel and support this video with likes and comments. Thank you. The beach at Impressive Punta Cana left me with mixed feelings. On one hand, it is a private beach, and at first glance, it looks beautiful and clean. The color of the sea is stunningly turquoise. Very picturesque and pleasant to the eyes. I enjoyed walking along the shore and admiring the views, especially in the morning hours. However, the beach cleaning situation is not ideal. Seaweed often accumulates, and only 2 people with pitchforks and a cart clean it manually, whereas neighboring hotels use machinery. Because of this, the neighboring beaches looked much better maintained. In addition, there was quite a bit of trash on our beach, and unfortunately, it was never cleaned up. There is a bar on the beach, which is definitely a plus, but there was always a long line because only 2 bartenders were working. I was also disappointed that part of the beach was reserved exclusively for premium guests. In my opinion, the beach and sun should be available to everyone without exception. Another downside is the stones in some areas, which made it uncomfortable to enter the water. Sometimes we even went to neighboring beaches where there were no such issues. Overall, the beach disappointed me a little, so let me show you the hotel grounds. There is really a lot to see. The territory of Impressive Punta Cana left a pleasant impression on me. It is indeed very clean here, and the well-kept pathways and greenery create a cozy atmosphere. I especially like the magnificent tropical garden. The nature at the resort is simply stunning. There are several pools on the property and visually they look very beautiful. However, one of the pools had heavily chlorinated water, which caused eye irritation within minutes. In addition, leaves and debris often floated in the water, and it seemed like they didn't clean it during the day. Wi-Fi worked well throughout the property, which was very convenient. I also like the hotel's location. It is right across from a quiet, cozy beach. There were plenty of loungers by the pool, and you could almost always find a free spot. Overall, I really like the territory. It has a pleasant atmosphere and good conditions for relaxation. The only downside was that most excursions leave at 7 a.m., and it was impossible to have breakfast before that time. But this concerns the food, so let me tell you more about it. The food at Impressive Punta Cana is at an average level. There was plenty of food and drinks, but unfortunately, the quality left much to be desired. The taste was not very good, and everything seemed rather simple and cheap. The buffet offered limited variety, and the menu hardly changed during the entire stay. Although the overall selection of food was acceptable, it quickly became boring. The biggest disappointment was the a la carte restaurants. They were fully booked for our entire stay, and we never got a chance to dine there. I also noticed that some of them were half empty, but without a reservation, no one was allowed in. In fact, even finding a place in the main restaurant was not easy, especially during peak hours. The lines at the bar were another story. It took a long time just to get a drink. One morning my wife and I took a table for 6 because there were no other free tables, but a waitress came and said we could not sit there. It was unpleasant and not hospitable at all, considering all the other tables were occupied. Overall, the food was okay, but definitely not up to the level you would expect from an all-inclusive system. After such disappointments with the food, we wanted to relax in our room, but even there, things were not as smooth. Our room at the impressive Punta Cana Hotel, unfortunately, was far from ideal. From the very beginning, we were unpleasantly surprised by the smell of dampness, which lingered in the room all the time. The high humidity was constantly noticeable, especially after rain. Water even seeped into the room. In the bathroom, there was a sewage smell, the pipes leaked and made unpleasant noises. The sinks were clogged, and the towels were not changed even after cleaning. The coffee maker in the room did not work and was never repaired during our entire stay. The pillows were very hard and uncomfortable, making it difficult to get a good night's sleep. We also repeatedly saw cockroaches, at least 5 during our stay, which was simply disgusting. The room amenities were clearly old and in need of renovation. The only thing that truly delighted me was the stunning view from the balcony, which I enjoyed every day, when I wasn't seeing cockroaches. But even these problems are not the end of the hotel's issues. Communication with the staff at Impressive Punta Cana left an extremely negative impression on me. From the very beginning, we were greeted by sullen employees, and the check-in process dragged on for almost an hour. No one was in a hurry to help or explain anything. Everything was slow and disorganized. Throughout the entire stay, I encountered unfriendly attitudes. Some employees were openly rude and grumpy. This is especially unpleasant when you are on vacation and just want to relax and enjoy yourself. The service was poor, everything took a long time, and no one showed any initiative. Courtesy was clearly not a priority, and the staff's level of training did not match the declared 5 stars at all. Some employees didn't even know how to solve basic issues. Unfortunately, I never once felt any hospitality. It seemed to me that the guests' needs didn't matter to anyone here. The staff could have been more attentive and at least tried to smile. As a result, because of this attitude, the overall impression of the hotel became much worse. But is there anything good about this hotel? Yes, there is, and I'll tell you about it next. The entertainment at Impressive Punta Cana pleasantly surprised me. Every day was full of interesting activities, both at the pool and on the beach. The animators really did their best and organized fun games, contests, and active session. There was never a dull moment. In the evenings, themed shows were held, and although they were not super professional, they were still enjoyable to watch. I really liked the animators, friendly, energetic, and always ready to engage guests in the fun. The entertainment program was diverse, offering something new every day. I especially remember the dance evenings and live performances. The atmosphere at the events was relaxed and festive. Entertainment is definitely a strong point of this hotel. I would also like to mention the children's area. For kids, there is a playground and a kids club at the hotel so the little guests won't get bored. The impressive Punta Cana Hotel in the Dominican Republic personally did not impress me. Yes, the nature is beautiful here, and the hotel has great potential, but at the moment it does not deserve 5 stars. The staff is mostly unfriendly, and the service is unprofessional. The rooms need renovation and better maintenance. The food is generally satisfactory, but the quality could definitely be improved. I do not recommend Impressive Punta Cana for a vacation because there are hotels in Punta Cana that are much better for the same money. By the way, you can check the prices and book a room at this hotel through the links in the description and in the pinned comment under this video. Friends, but the final choice is always yours, and only you can decide whether to fly to this hotel for your vacation or not. While you are thinking about it, I recommend watching these other videos about Dominican hotels. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new reviews. I'll say goodbye for now, see you again at a new hotel.